This week on Inside Boulder News, the city takes a significant step towards creating an electric utility, the Sanitas Valley Trail reopens, and the Pearl Street Arts Fest returns to downtown. Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Ashley Prill. The City of Boulder took an important next step in the effort to create a local electric utility this week. The city filed an application with the Colorado Public Utilities Commission asking for approval to transfer the electric system assets necessary to operate a municipal electric utility. These assets are currently owned by Xcel Energy.
The Public Utility Commission has a responsibility to ensure that they are looking after the public interest with respect to all ratepayers. And so one of the things this application strives to do is, one, show that we are proposing something that is common, that is done throughout the industry, that does not impact reliability, and poses no harm to other ratepayers outside the city or on the rest of the system. And that's very important. We're not asking to have the rest of the ratepayers pick up any additional costs or impact reliability. We are looking to design the system such that it operates just as it does today, just with different ownership.
In addition to filing the application with the PUC, the city asked the Commission for three other things.
One, to approve our interconnection plan, which is how we tie in between the city and Xcel's electric system, which is what every utility in the country does. The other thing is approval for a gradual departure with respect to power supply from Xcel's system. And what that means is that we would purchase power from Xcel for a period of time. We're estimating maybe 5 years. And as Xcel's need to buy or build new generation resources develops, we would gradually release our portion of that capacity to fill that need. And then that helps us have the ability to buy power from other resources, cleaner, more renewable, and begin to meet our goals. And so even with that plan, we see our ability to reduce carbon for the city at a much faster pace than we would if we would stay on Xcel's system. And then the last thing is we're asking the Commission to provide an order where Xcel and the City of Boulder work together to transition very seamlessly between Xcel's service and the city taking over and providing electric services to the customers.
Although this application includes acquiring poles and wires that are both inside and outside city limits, the city will only serve customers within city boundaries.
Electric systems are not designed along political boundaries, and certainly because Xcel's system is statewide, they've designed the system to operate based on where the need is. As a result, we have wires and poles and electric equipment that serve the city, but also are outside the city. So we have major feeders coming to the city that primarily serve city residents, but part of that service is also to out-of-city customers. Now, what's important about that is the city plans to acquire the assets that are outside the city that primarily serve city residents. It's called the acquisition area. But we do not plan to be the electric service provider for those customers. Xcel will still sell those customers power and still bill them. This is not necessarily uncommon. In fact, Xcel has a contract with Loveland to do very much the same thing. So while the city owns the lines, those customers outside the city will still be Xcel customers.
All of the information about the filing is online at boulderenergyfuture.com. Close to 600 pages, the filing includes written testimony from key city witnesses. The city has asked the PUC to consider the case on an expedited basis. After completing significant repairs, Open Space and Mountain Parks reopened the Sanitas Valley Trail last week.
Well, certainly in the wake of the floods, we wanted to get people back into the system and back into nature. So we opened as many trails as we could, with the idea that some of the more damaged trails, we're going to have to go back and rebuild and repair them. And again, this was an opportunity for us to really look at the system and then, at least with the Sanitas Valley Trail, make it better for the future and more resilient and less prone to suffer some of this erosion damage in the future.
In addition to fixing erosion in large gullies created by the 2013 flood, improvements along the trail include better connections to existing paths on Mount Sanitas and enhanced drainage features. The Sanitas Valley Trail is one of many flood-related projects OSMP is working to complete.
We have a lot of work to do, but we're making progress. And so we've completed actually 112 flood-related projects since the 2013 floods. And we have about 60 more that are on the drawing board. And so right now we are just, through our work plans, through for 2016 and 2017, are doing a lot more work to address a lot of these issues, in addition to completing a lot of the other departmental priorities we need to complete.
For more information about OSMP trails, visit osmp.org or call the department at 303-441-3440. The temporary lane reconfiguration along Folsom Street as part of the city's Living Lab pilot projects will begin Monday, July 13th. The Living Lab pilot projects fall under Boulder's Transportation Master Plan. This phase will test and evaluate whether complete streets will enhance travel safety for all ages and abilities, including people who drive, walk, bike, and bus. From July 13th through 18th, there will be both daytime and nighttime single-lane closures on Folsom Street between Valmont Road and Colorado Avenue. Some daytime bike lane closures and detours will continue through July 24th. Signs, painted pavement markings, and flexible delineators will be used for the Folsom Street Living Lab, which will be easy to remove if the city determines that the experiment needs to be refined or discontinued. The Boulder City Council has also supported the installation of 2 additional pilot projects that will temporarily repurpose vehicle lanes along Iris Avenue from Folsom Street to Broadway and along 63rd Street from Lookout Road to Gun Barrel Road and Nautilus Drive. These installations are scheduled to occur later this summer after a brief period of evaluation following the Folsom Street implementation. For more information or to share your thoughts about the impacts of the new changes, visit boulderlivinglab.net. For 8 weeks, the community has been providing input about future design ideas for specific components of the Boulder Civic area through an online survey. Over 180 responses, including sketches and photos, were uploaded to the site addressing the band shell, the 11th Street pedestrian and bike bridge, and nature play areas. The city will share the results of that survey in an open house on Wednesday, July 15th.
I think it's important to realize that, last month we took the Civic Area Master Plan to City Council. When they were deliberating and commenting on the plan, they ultimately accepted it and appreciated the hard work that the staff has done, but probably most importantly, how much the community has been engaged. And so I think this design inspiration initiative really kind of puts the final piece on that in showing how important we recognize the community input is.
The open house will be held at the Boulder Museum of Contemporary Art from 6 to 8 p.m. and city staff will be available to answer questions from the public. Following the open house, the results of the Design Inspiration Initiative will be shared with the City Council at a briefing on July 30th. For more information, visit bouldercivic.area.com. The Pearl Street Arts Festival returns to Pearl Street Mall on July 18th and 19th. The juried show will feature everything from modern sculptures to traditional watercolors, photography, and handcrafted furniture. The Intimate Festival features the work of just over 100 artists, narrowed down from 350 applicants. And it isn't just for the adults.
We also will have Clementine Studios doing arts for children. Frequent flyers will be here performing and also offering opportunities for the public to come out and perform. And we have a really cool traveling exhibit called Before I Die. It's an interactive wall that people can go up and write their dreams and aspirations of what they hope to accomplish in their lifetime. This festival has been happening for over 3 decades. So it's a beloved event in the community. Artists are so strongly loved and supported here, and the Pearl Street Mall is just a perfect setting to bring people down to the heart of Boulder and let them enjoy not only art that you can purchase, but also interactive arts with the Before I Die wall and the Frequent Flyers production as well.
The Pearl Street Arts Fest will take place from 10 to 7 p.m. on July 18th and 10 to 5 p.m. on July 19th. Admission to the festival is free, and so is parking in the City of Boulder garages. Details about the event can be found at pearlstreetartsfest.com. Also coming up on July 18th and 19th, a giant 3-lane slip and slide will take over 1,000 feet of 13th and Pennsylvania streets on University Hill as Boulder hosts Slide the City. The sold-out family-friendly event has been held in cities across the country and will be taking place in Colorado Springs and Castle Rock later this summer. Participants will be released in waves and will slide over 3 football fields in length. Find more information at slidethecity.com. Thank you for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook and Twitter by submitting news tips and questions. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe.